Hello YouTube, my name is Nero. Today we have some more Call of Duty World War II. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today I am very happy to announce that we have the first patch for Call of Duty World War II. It's currently live on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and it will be coming to PC at a later date. And we also have our first Double XP weekend, which is live right now and will be running until Monday, November 13th at 10 a.m. Pacific. So if you haven't had a lot of time to play Call of Duty World War II so far, this weekend would be a very good time, assuming, of course, the game can run properly, which we will be discussing here in this video. So today's update for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 was a 1 GB update, and it brought a lot of changes to the game, including some weapon buffs, some weapon nerfs, as well as a bunch of different tuning changes that will hopefully make the game run better in the long run. Let's start things off here with the weapon buffs. The toggle action shotgun's close range damage has been increased, the Bren light machine gun's damage per shot has been increased, and they also decided to speed up the ADS time for light machine guns while in the bipod stance. That's it for the weapon buffs. Now let's go ahead and talk about the weapon nerfs, which I'm sure you guys are much more interested in. So they decreased the fire rate and widened the hipfire spread for the Bar Assault Rifle, which a lot of people consider to be the best rifle and the best gun here in Call of Duty World War II. I've got to say, the changes are not exactly noticeable. So I did a side-by-side comparison. On the left is the pre-nerf bar, and on the right is the post-nerf bar. As you can see, the hipfire differences are quite noticeable, but the fire rate differences are quite negligible if you ask me. I'm actually going to have to slow this down a lot to actually show you that there is in fact a difference between the pre-nerf and the post-nerf bar. When you're watching it in real time, you almost can't even tell there's a difference. Now, as we all know, in the Call of Duty franchise, milliseconds mean all the difference, so it is entirely possible that this change will actually be a good one for the bar, but I've got to say, guys, it doesn't look like that big of a change, and I think they are going to have to continue looking to rebalance the bar a little bit, because a lot of people keep saying it's the best gun here in Call of Duty World War II, and of course, they do not want to have one gun being above and beyond better than the rest of them. Or maybe they do. Remember back in Advanced Warfare with the Ball 27 and the ASM-1? We're going to have to see. But they also changed up a number of other weapons here in the game. They increased the recoil and widened the hipfire spread of the FG-42. They widened the hipfire spread of the STG-44. They reduced the damage range of the machine pistol, and a lot of people are going to be happy about this. They reduced the painted time for the espionage basic training from 10 seconds down to 6 seconds, and they made it so from now on, only bullets can paint you with espionage. So previously, people could hit you with a grenade or their score streaks or a stun, and you would be painted on the minimap for 10 seconds and visible to the entire enemy team with no counter whatsoever. There is still no counter, but from now on, you can only be painted by bullets, and you're only going to be painted for 6 seconds, which is going to make it so the espionage basic training is more in line with some of the other basic trainings here in the game. Again, they're going to be monitoring this stuff going forward to try and make sure the game is as balanced as possible, but it makes me pretty happy to see that Sledgehammer Games is actually paying attention. Let's be honest here, Call of Duty World War II's launch has not exactly been a good one. We're one week in and we are still experiencing a ton of issues, but the fact that they are still paying attention to weapon balance while also trying to fix the rest of the game is a pretty good sign going forward. I was personally really worried about the weapon balance of this game. I was worried that submachine guns were going to dominate. I was worried they were going to let certain weapons become overpowered and remain overpowered, but the fact that they have already nerfed the bar a little bit, it's a very tiny nerf, but the fact that they're already nerfing that gun and trying to make it so the full auto assault rifles are more in line with the other guns in the game, that's a good sign going forward if you ask me. Now, let's move away from weapon balancing here and start talking about some of the changes that will hopefully be making the game actually run a little bit better. So today's update brought some general UI improvements, although I personally haven't noticed any. They've added some loading optimizations, some leaderboard stability. They have fixed the deranking issues that have been plaguing certain players. Hopefully that will never happen again. They've added split screen functionality. They have retuned the XP earn rate while playing War on Operation Neptune, and they've also fixed numerous little tiny bugs and glitches and exploits within the Call of Duty World War II multiplayer itself. Those are the broad strokes for today's update. If you want to check out the full patch notes, I'll put a link to them down there in the video's description. But if you're wondering, does this fix the game? Does Call of Duty World War II actually run better after today's update? I'm sad to say no, not exactly. It's not very noticeable. So I did most of my testing this morning at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning after the patch had actually gone live, and most of the issues that have been plaguing me since launch are still there. Like, for example, I am still being disconnected from the server after every match. If I try playing in a party, it's constantly breaking up our party and throwing us into different lobbies, or just making it so we are just not together anymore. Orders are still very difficult to complete. For example, I have a weekly order to win matches in objective modes, and and it hasn't actually tracked any of my wins so far. Same thing with a daily order to win a hardpoint match. It just is not tracking any of my hardpoint matches whatsoever. The headquarters is still a solo experience. They have a very long road ahead of them, but today's update was the first step in many steps towards making Call of Duty World War II actually work properly, and I've got to say, I have to reiterate it from a previous video, it's kind of a good sign that we are still having this many issues with the game, because Call of Duty World War II sold ridiculously well at launch, and there are still so many people trying to play at one time. That's actually a good sign that Call of Duty is being revitalized a little bit, but at the same time, the game has now been out for officially 1 week, and we are still having these issues, which is kind of a bad sign for the franchise as well. So I'd love to hear what you guys think down there in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I want to make this short video letting you guys know about today's update and what was contained within the patch itself. And hold on tight, PC fans. Apparently, you still don't have double XP and you don't have this update yet. I thought they were going to be updating you guys this year. Hopefully, they will going forward, but we're going to have to see. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop me a rating. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.